Good morning and welcome to our kitchen. I'm Gordy Galusha.
I'm Nancy Ostresh.
And this is our 299th program. We're headed for 300. Hopefully next week we'll be able to hit that 300 mark. And today we're going to be making cream of asparagus soup and sour cream apple chicken and lazy chocolate bars. And we're going to start out with Nancy.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to start out with my soup. Now, I decided to look back in our files and how many years ago and maybe do a repeat of some of our recipes. And the cream of asparagus soup was taped 11/18/09, and that's the year we started. And the sour cream chicken is 9/23/09 also. So I thought, even though the soup was done in November, I like to sometimes do recipes that feature fruits or vegetables that are in season. Well, you can get asparagus most of the year from far away. But right now, in Massachusetts or the Northeast, asparagus is it's in season and it's more local. So what I started out to do was I've sauteed a small to medium onion chopped. And I did that in 2 tablespoons of butter or margarine. And now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of flour. And I should have gotten out a measuring spoon. And you stir it in good with the onion. And then we add 4 cups of chicken broth. Now I'm going to put it over on this front burner right now. I have found over the years I get a little shorter and can't reach everything as far as I want to. And now I'm going to add 1 pound approximately of sliced asparagus. And I'm going to cover that and let it simmer for about 20 minutes to cook the asparagus. Okay, and I'm going to turn it now over to Gordy.
I'm going to make today a lazy chocolate chip cookie bar. And in my pan here, I have melted a stick of butter. And in my bowl here, I have 2 eggs, which I'm going to whip. You whip your eggs until they're smooth and frothy. Okay, I'm going to add my stick of butter to my eggs. I have let the butter cool down so I won't scramble the eggs when I mix them, hopefully. Okay, I'm going to mix these together. Okay, they're mixed pretty well. And I'm going to add a box of yellow cake mix. There's only 4 ingredients to this recipe, so if you're going to have a fast picnic or just a spur of the moment picnic, this is probably a good recipe to make. So I'm going to mix up. I got a little bit here I'm going to put in here. I'm going to mix this all up. Going to mix this so you don't have any little white flecks of the cake mix in here.
Huh? That one's not on. No.
I still see a little white in here. Okay. This is all mixed up, hopefully. I'm going to do it one more time with my spatula if I don't break it. Now I'm going to fold in a bag of chocolate chips. I think I got to find a bigger spoon. Here's a good size one. I'm a great one for dirtying dishes. Okay, I'm going to mix this all together. Okay, they're all mixed together. And this is what it should look like. So now I have a 9 by 13 pan. Get this out of the way so I don't get it in the oven. It's kind of stiff. Okay, I have a little bit more to get out. Okay. Now when you get all your batter in here, you try to smooth it out. When I get through baking, I have every dish in my house cooked dirty.
We know that.
After all these years?
Mm-hmm.
Well, could be worse.
Yep.
Make sure you get this in your pan evenly. I forgot my spatula. Oh.
A little late now.
Okay, that looks pretty good. So I'm going to put it into a 350 degree oven for 24 minutes. And when they come out, they should look perfect. Hopefully. So good luck to the cookie bars. And they're going into the oven for 24 minutes. And back to Nancy.
The brownies or bars are cooking, and my asparagus and chicken broth is simmering. And now I'm going to go on to the chicken dish. And I have a good sized skillet here because I'm going to cook 4 chicken breasts, skinless, boneless chicken breasts. These are various sizes, but you're going to be serving basically for 4. I have put some non-stick cooking spray in here. That's what the recipe said, but I have some olive oil handy if I need a little more shortening to brown my chicken breasts. And I'm going to brown these on both sides to cook them through for about 6-8 minutes, or however long you think it's going to take. So we will break now so that I can cook these chicken breasts up and then follow along then with more of the recipe. I browned the chicken breast about 6 to 8 minutes on each side, And in the fry pan now, I'm going to pour in a half a cup of apple juice. One tart apple that I peeled and sliced ahead of time and put lemon juice on so that it didn't go brown. A third of a cup of chopped onion. And I salt and peppered the chicken breasts. I didn't put salt on it. And over here I have some parsley. Called for basil, but I decided to just use parsley. Didn't always like the flavor. So I want these to cook down. And we will break while that's happening. And I'm also letting the asparagus chicken broth cool down before I continue on with that. So we will break again and we'll be back. Okay. I've cooked down my apples. They're nice and soft and not much liquid left, but and the onions. And now I'm going to add 1 cup of low-fat sour cream with 1 tablespoon of flour that I've mixed into the sour cream. I like to get as much as I can. They don't on regular cooking shows, but this isn't a regular cooking show. This is hometown neighborhood cooking show. Mix it well. And I got it on low heat because I don't want to boil it. And I'm going to add the chicken breasts back into it to heat them up. So, if you wanted a little bit more thinner sauce, you could add just a speck more of apple juice. And I'm going to cover that, and it's on pretty low heat, about 2, and just to carefully warm it up. Now, I've cooled down the asparagus mixture here, and it's time to puree it. And I thought we had a blender available, and I didn't bring mine over, but we don't. So we've got the little device here, and hopefully this does what I want it to do. If it still has some pieces of asparagus, well, you can, it's okay.
Should be good with pieces.
And we'll put this on low also. It's not as pureed up as well as if you had a blender, but it'll be fine. So to the soup, I'm going to add a half a cup of half and half, or you could use cream, but I keep half and half on hand at home, and it's creamy enough for me. And some salt and pepper to taste, or if you have another seasoning you want to put in it, that's fine. Okay, we're waiting for these to warm back up again. And when we come back, we'll be at our table. Welcome back to our table. As we said earlier, this is 299 program. We're heading for 300 in a couple of weeks. We did 3 recipes today, and all of them are pretty easy, I think. In fact, the 2 that I did, I looked back at 2009 when we started the shows, and picked out what I thought was yummy, good enough to do again. And being that it's springtime, now it's summer, and asparagus is in season, I decided to make cream of asparagus soup, and that was very easy to put together. I just sauteed up a small onion and some margarine or butter, and then I added 2 tablespoons of flour, mixed that, added 4 cups of chicken broth, and about a pound of asparagus prepared. Cut the end that's toughest and took off the little shoots that go up the side. And I boiled or simmered it for about 20 minutes to cook the asparagus. I let it cool down, and then if I'd had a blender, I would have pureed it more, but pieces of asparagus, whether you want it pureed completely, or I used a immersible and didn't beater, and I still have pieces of asparagus, which either way is fine. And then I added a half a cup of half and half for me, or you could do cream, it would probably be a little bit thicker. It's not a heavy soup. Probably, I warmed it back up again. I think it would go for cold in the summer, no problem. And seasoned it with some salt and pepper. The chicken I made, it was very easy to do also, because I browned about 4 half breast of chicken, skinless, boneless, browned them on both sides, took them out, and I only used the cooking spray. I thought maybe I'd have to put a little more olive oil or something, but not in this fry pan that I used. Took them off out and put them on a plate. And so in the fry pan left, I simmered half a cup of apple juice, 1 large tart apple, of which I peeled and I sliced, 1/3 of a cup of chopped onion, and some, I used parsley, or you could use dried basil. I let that simmer to cook the apples down to soften them. And when they were tender, I had mixed up a cup of low-fat sour cream with 1 tablespoon of flour in a separate bowl and added it to the mixture. Mixed it up, and then I returned the chicken to the skillet and warmed everything up again, slowly, and I did add a little bit more apple juice to make the sauce a little bit thinner. And when it's done and I'm serving it, I sprinkle a little paprika on the chicken. So those two, they're pretty easy to do. And now I'm going to turn it over to Gordy for another easy dessert.
Today I made what's called a lazy chocolate chip cookie bar. And there's only 4 ingredients, so it won't take very long to make it. And as I said while I was making it, if you're going to have a picnic or a party or anything and you need something quick, this would be a good thing to make because there's only 4 ingredients. I melted a stick of butter and I cooled that down before I put the eggs in and cooked those. But everything worked out fine, so everything was fine. Then I put a yellow cake mix in, mixed that all up, and then to that I added a bag of semi-sweet chocolate chips and mixed it all up and put it in a 9x13 pan and cooked it for 23 to 25 minutes, which is what it was. It was about 24 minutes I took them out, and they seem to be fine, and they look almost like the Nestle's chocolate chip cookie bars that I always made before, but this is easier. That one is quite a recipe. Seeing how this is our 299th program, it's been wonderful doing this. I've enjoyed it, and we're going to go in a couple weeks for our 300s, and that's even better. I can't believe we did it this long. We've had fun doing it. One good thing is Nancy and I never talk to each other to tell each other what we're making, and every time we baked it, everything seemed to be compatible.
Right.
And everything was good. So if you would like any of these recipes today, please send a self-addressed stamped envelope to 151 Park Avenue, Dalton, Mass. 01226. And that is all from our kitchen today. Have a great day.